Cancer, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread, as well as the placement of each card. Here we are. Okay, I'm liking it. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna stop before I get started. For those of you who actually read tarot or are familiar, so in the fears we have the Hierophant in the inverse and Judgment in the inverse. Is it just me, or does this look like somebody's fearing getting kicked out of heaven? Just saying. All right, let's start with the hopes. The World and the Seven of Pentacles. This is actually really beautiful. You are hoping to reap what you sow in the most literal sense. You are hoping to really look back and look at the life lessons that you've learned over the past year, 2, maybe even 3, and actually take the time to process what you've been through, why you've been through everything. And you're hoping to, like I said, pull in that harvest, reap what you sow in order to elevate, in order to not make those same mistakes again, in order to count your blessings. It looks like you're looking back over the last few years for all the right reasons. You're not looking back at the past and seeing those painful memories as bad things. You're looking back at the past and seeing those painful memories as lessons that you've now gotten over and you need to learn from. But, like I said, you fear being kicked out of heaven. So it's kind of like the state of mind that you're in right now is so wonderful and blissful, you know it can't last forever, because that's just, the ebbs and flows of life, the up and down. Like, you want to stay in this very hopeful energy. You want to feel the lighter side of growth. But at some point, the heavy feelings are going to come in. And I don't even want to say that you fear it. You just know. You know it's going to happen and you're not looking forward to it. How does that sound? The reality of the situation is you're comfortable right now because you don't have to put the work into it. You're actually just reflecting on the work that you've already done. Okay? That might be why you have that little bit of anxiety, because you recognize, well, I've been in a good mood for so long, something's bound to drop. It kind of feels like something's going to pull the carpet out from under you. So you're in this state where you're not putting a lot of work into stuff because you're like, well, you know what? I'll just deal with things when it comes. I'm not going to put the extra time and energy into not having that carpet pulled out from under me, because at some point we know I'm just going to have to deal with more shit. Like, it's a point of acceptance. You're accepting the ebbs and flows of life at this point. There are decisions that need to be made, and you will have to make some very difficult choices, but you don't have to make them today. And that's where your head is right now. This is a very mature approach to life, Cancer. Ooh! Again with the knowing. So you have the High Priestess here. The High Priestess is all about knowing. This is the person who holds the secrets of the universe. The person who helps you plan ideas, helps you strategize. She takes an idea and she gives it time and space to grow before you bring it into fruition. She's the keeper of secrets. Your secrets. But here we have the Ten of Cups in the inverse and the Ten of Swords in the inverse. This is funny because, as I was saying here, you're accepting the ebbs and flows of life. You're accepting that not everything is going to be perfect and blissful, and not everything is going to be the most painful thing in the world. So it feels very much to me, Cancer, like you've been on a roller coaster. You've been up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And then finally you're like, these extremes aren't doing me any good. I'm going to go back and look at why I'm into these extremes. So instead of having your ebbs and flows of life be just these huge elevations and dips, you're kind of just bringing it to a little bit of a roll. And you're finding that that's making it a little bit more comfortable and able to deal with. I like where you're at, Cancer. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and if nothing else, I hope I validated your feelings. If this particular reading resonated with you, then you're on the right path to taking a more mature approach to life.